Welcome back to the main stage and the Motorfast Walk of Fame. It's the place to be if you really want to become a Motorfast legend. Each month is a chance for your name to be marked onto the stars. Here's the Motorfast legend of last month. This month, a new legend rises to the challenge.
What's up, guys and girls? We're here at the Red Bull Playground of Maui, scene of the Red Bull Intense playlist. And if you've played it, you know what I mean. Okay, we're very far from finished. Things aren't so bad in Hawaii after all, so why leave now? Red Bull has invited you to an adrenaline-filled Red Bull main stage season. Motorfast promises 4 weeks of competitions and emotions, AGP, racing, rallycross and more. You're entering the crazy multidisciplinary world of Red Bull. It's just beginning and I'm so excited.
Playlist muito fácil, o que tu acha? Eu falando contigo aqui, moço, e o fone desligado. Tu acredita? Eu tava falando contigo e o microfone tava desligado. Tu acredita? Deixa eu ver se tava desligado nessa. Tava desligado mesmo. Ai, ai. Disponível. Não, mas eu vou na mais 6 mesmo. Obtenha agora. Caramba. Agora não. Cadê os eventos da mais 6? Petition. Ó. Terminei platina, motor IL4 Turbo Bull, Acura NSX CC3. Tudo emprestado. Red Bull RB14. Bora. Pois é, moço, isso que eu tava falando aqui, moço, falando contigo e nada de tu mandar mensagem nem nada aí no chat aí. Eu falei, tem alguma coisa de errada aí, ui. Alguma coisa de muito errada aí, a mãe não tá me respondendo nem nada aí. O que tá acontecendo? Entendeu? Eu falei não, aí. Eu vi aqui o microfone, quando eu ouvi o microfone desligado, eu falei, não dá não. Ai, ai. Olha lá, né, maninha, playlist aí na Red Bull. Você pode visualizar. Deixa eu ver. AD, meu Deus do céu, que é isso? Deixa eu só mudar o negócio aqui, velho. Porque senão na hora da. Aí, ó. Dá o bichinho da transmissão aqui pro canto aqui pra não atrapalhar. Ó. Uhul, menino. Vai ganhar que é eu, filho. Eita. Vai estar de Ferrari, rapaz. Vai estar de Ferrari. Tem vocês na fila do pão. Eita! Ô, caramba! Aí! Ô, caralho! Ó, salvou agora, hein? Nossa senhora, velho. Esse freio ABS nesse jogo aqui não serve pra nada, velho. Ih. Caramba, velho. Eu nem consigo escolher outro veículo, só tem esse. Ah não, mano. Vou usar as 3 negócios. Não, aí tá me tirando, né, velho? Não, tá me tirando, né, velho? Não, tá me tirando, velho. Certeza que tu tá me tirando. Cara, velho, essa ferrada é muito louca, velho. Ah, mas já peguei o jeito de... Já peguei o jeito pra pilotar ela aqui agora. Bora, nega. Essa não, que agora eu vou embora agora. Os caras dando vida ali já. Tá. Não. Ai, dá molecha pra correr, Max. Aqui dentro mesmo. Tem que parar, vai pra bater aí. Bater nos cozinhos. Minha frente na rua. Engraçado, mano. Passa na minha frente. Meu Deus, velho. Caramba, o carro não vira não. Tô louco. Mas ele tá vendo na terra aí, não dá não. Não é pra competir.
We'll get it this time.
Mãe. Olha a maneira! Vai ganhar de mim não, negão. Vai ganhar de mim não. Acho que tu vai ganhar de mim. Eu de Ferrari. Caramba, mano. Ô. Essa força de dificuldade que eu coloquei, mano, porque não tem lógica não, velho. Não tem nem um pingo de lógica, mano. É uma lógica, velho, do carro não ser ruim assim pra virar, mano. Vou colocar as configurações no mais fácil aqui pra ver se é velho. Tem menos a dificuldade, né? A dificuldade é muito difícil. Ih, velho. O carro nem vira, mano. Ah, mano, eu... Não. Negativo. Caralho, mano. Ah, essa corrida é a corrida mais de nível 3 de dificuldade mais difícil que eu já corri na minha vida, mano. Caramba! Mano, como que eu não apertei na hora ali, velho? A corrida já tá ruim. Aí, aí não, mano, aí eu tô doido. Não, vai tomar, vai. Deus, velho. Eu me recuso. Eu paro de correr aqui uma stage, paro de correr, mas eu não diminuo a dificuldade, eu não diminuo, me recuso a diminuir a dificuldade. Caramba, velho, essa porra, o cara desse trem não serve pra nada mesmo, né, velho? É louco, velho. Eu queria ver se nesse jogo mesmo que não tem nada, porque ele... É? Caralho, carro rápido virado numa peça, menino. Ih, velho, não. Pelo amor de Deus, mano. Não, caralho, velho, que isso, não. É louco. Não. A BS tá ligado. Essa porra, bicho aqui não serve pra nada então, velho, porque... Uai. É o que? Esse trem aqui não serve pra nada. Não serve pra nada mesmo. Porque... Porra. Uai. Ouvindo nada com zoada aqui. Ai, mano, põe um fone aí. Põe um fone. Não é bom, mano. Um dia tu vai agradecer por estar zoado aí na tua casa, viu? Eu não acelerei não, né, desgrama? Bora, tentar de novo, bora. Eu tô meio... Eu já tô puto já. Ele não vai, mano. Agora ver se eu viro piloto agora mesmo. Oh. Não. Pelo amor de Deus, espera aí, não. Não. Não, se for a Ferrari, não, eu já vou comprar já. Não dou conta não. Dou conta não. Você é louco, mano. 1.066.000. Não. E a Ferrari. Aqui. Achei. Ah, pronto. Então eu vou receber ela Não. Calma então. Eu vou receber ela correndo nessa playlist então. Bom demais. Bora lá. Bora lá. Bora lá então. Bora. Ela mesmo que eu quero. 17 eventos. Bora lá. Bora lá. Bora, maninha! Cadê? Vai trocar de veículo aqui. Cadê as motos? Cadê as motos? Eu quero moto. Moto. Aqui, mano. raiva. Do nada aparece essa Suzuki aqui, velho. Ducati. Cadê? Kawasaki. Do nada me apareceu uma Suzuki aqui É louco, velho. Não, já vou correr com ela já. Parte visual. Ah, tem que deixar assim que é pra levar gatinho na garupa, né? Ai, ai. Não, se tira não quer ver. Vou deixar preto mesmo. Original que tá mesmo. Vou colocar isso aqui. Umzinho. É bicho caro da moléstia. É assim mesmo. Bora, né? Cor. Rapaz, pretona ficou top, hein? Ó, esse aqui. Esse aqui. Agora veio. Tipo. Avião. Avião não tem nenhum da Red Bull aqui, velho. Nenhum, né? Apesar de que a moto também não é do Red Bull, né, velho? Então, tem nada a ver com o Red Bull. Né? Bora pilotar. Vamos, você pilotar, caramba, meu. Oxi. Pontos de lenda. Rico. Aumente o ganho de XP. Dez aqui. 10 aqui. Aumenta o ganho de mercadoria. Sortudo. Aumenta a qualidade de mercadorias em 80%. Pronto. É isso aqui. Agora eu vou aumentar o do coisa, né, velho? Pronto. Aí agora eu volto aqui na moto, né? X2. Acho que ela vai estar aqui. KTM. Aqui tá a moto, né? Cadê? Aqui, ó. Caramba, velho. Viu tudo. É louco, mano. Bora. Bora correr. Pilotar.
Playlist unlocked.
Tu vai ver, mano.
Okay for you to
Sabe
indulge
jogar
in
esse game?
driver.
É claro, né, minha filha? Quem sabe é o pai, né, Gona? Quem sabe é o pai, tia. Brinca.
face each other proudly in the Maui sun, symbolizing the intense speed clash that awaits you. What do you think? This was generated by a cousin of mine. I'm not great with poetry, but talking to you about playlists, now that I can do. Motorfast takes on the colors of Red Bull, the most energetic brand in motorsport. They've been investing in iconic racing disciplines for decades.
O problema aqui, maninha, é isso aqui, ó. É isso aqui, ó. O problema mesmo do jogo mesmo, em si ele é bom. Só que o problema dele é isso aqui, ó. É esse tal ABS. Porque, olha lá, ó, ABS. Sistema anti-travamento. Impede o travamento dos pneus para manter a aderência sob forte frenagem. Isso proporciona uma distância de frenagem mais curta. Para isso, o ABS reduz a força de frenagem do carro ao detectar o travamento dos pneus. O que significa? Que o ABS, ele é o que? É que nem ali, ó, impede o travamento dos pneus para manter a aderência sobre forte frenagem. O que é isso? O que acontece? Se ativa ele para quê? Para quando você frear, a roda não trave de uma vez, entendeu? Não trave de uma vez, entendeu? Ó, que nem. Vou desligar aqui. Tá desligado, né? Oh.
Not with the most successful manufacturers, but they also sponsor more than 500 extraordinary athletes who represent the brand in their respective sports. We can't introduce them all to you, but our playlist host, Becky Evans, went to meet some of them in her show,
Ele freia de uma vez, olha lá. Tá vendo?
They're all
Freia de uma vez.
specialists in the various motorsports you're
Até
about to
mesmo.
enjoy. Meet us at our brand new playground at the summit of Maui, a world of molten lava
Já tá
and
te
burning
mostrar
rubber.
aqui.
This one comes from my software. I couldn't help myself.
Até mesmo possibilitando de você fazer alguma curva, entendeu? Entendeu? Que nem eu fiz aqui, ó. Entendeu? Só que tipo assim, com esse ABS ativado ou não, ele não vira. Que nem aqui, ó, quer ver, ó? Ó, quer ver, ó? ABS. Eu vou ativar esse... A assistência de contra-stick funciona as rodas dianteiras ao ângulo correto ao derrapar em uma curva. Assistência de contra-stick... Pronto. Aqui, ó, tá vendo? Tipo assim, que a roda continua travando do mesmo jeito, ó lá, ó. Entendeu? Só que tipo assim, na realidade, era pra você frear. Entendeu? E a moto tipo, fazer a curva de boa freando. Veículo no caso, né? Só que aí, filha da mãe, não faz isso, entendeu? E trava de uma vez as rodas. Bora lá, né? Eu já terminei esse... Já praticamente terminei. Entendeu? Mas é isso aí, velho. E é isso que a empresa, que a produtora, tinha que mudar. Eu tinha que melhorar. E não melhora.
In this playlist, you get to become a pro at every discipline and find out which discipline is the best. Can a motor motocross bike beat a rally car? Can an AGP beat an aeroplane? It's up to you to take on the craziest challenges and answer the questions that everyone's asking. And I won't be the only one hosting this playlist. Motorsport stars will join us and give you all of their tips and stories. It's shaping up nicely. Let's go. Let's begin the Red Bull experience.
The clash of disciplines starts now.
Olha o parque da
To
Red
get the
Bull
full
ali, ó.
experience, check out Sounds of Red Bull,
Ai,
the
ai.
new track list in the music player.
Rapaz, poucos eventos, velho. Achei poucos eventos. Tinha que ser mais. Tinha que ser mais. Na minha opinião, tinha que ser mais. 5 proezas. Mas tipo assim, velho, esse negócio aí eu acho ruim só em certas corridas, entendeu? Igual naquela lá que eu tava correndo agora há pouco, no começo. Antes de eu desistir, já querer fazer logo esse aqui. Pra ganhar o carro lá, a Ferrari, entendeu?
To the next objective.
Pistas, Apex, Drift, e uma foto do Ford, uma híbride Rally, fazendo drift na... Mas é mesmo, né, velho? Esse Puma híbride aqui, Rally, velho. Tem que cumprir missões. É, aqui... Calma aí. Rally. É, esse jogo aqui é literalmente isso, velho. Esporte Puma híbrido. Aqui é literalmente isso, mano, nesse jogo aqui, entendeu? É literalmente isso, velho. Você vai literalmente cumprir missão aqui nesse jogo aqui, velho. Entendeu? Você vai literalmente fazer isso. Entendeu? Você vai literalmente fazer isso. Cumprir missões aqui. Isso aqui é o quê? Agora eu não sei se eu vou com esse carro aqui, velho, se eu vou com a moto mesmo. Aqui o que? Esse jogo aqui ele é por playlist. Entendeu? Ele é playlist por... Volta, cacete! Faz roda. Enfim, ele é focado em playlists. Então eu tava te falando aí que ele é focado em playlist. Ah, mas essa playlist aí. Eu vou te explicar aqui esse bagulho dessa playlist aqui, calma aí. Mano, eu vou com esse carro aqui mesmo aqui. Eu vou que eu já cumpri isso. Enfim, igual aqui, ó. Atividades. Aqui, ó. É isso aqui tudo aqui, ó. Ó, isso tudo aqui, ó. Foi as que eu já cumpri. Aqui é os modos de desafio das playlists que eu já cumpri. Eu já finalizei. Tem isso tudo aqui, velho. Isso tudo. Entendeu? E ainda tem mais essa da Lamborghini que eu tô fazendo. Não, mentira. Tem essa da Lamborghini que tem pra me fazer. Electric Odyssey que tem pra me fazer. Essa da Dream Cars que eu tô fazendo. E ainda tem a da Red Bull que eu vou fazer agora. Vou fazer agora e finalizar ela agora em live. Pra ganhar aquela Ferrari. Entendeu? Ainda tem esses dois modos aqui, ó, rivais. O modo personalizado de cada playlist. E ainda tem o Main Stage Legacy do primeiro ano. Entendeu? Aqui, ó. Essas são as três que eu tenho que... Fora a da Dream Cars. Essa daqui é as três de marca que eu tenho que finalizar. E... Cadê? E essa daqui, ó. Falta 5 pra finalizar. Entendeu? Aí tipo assim, que nem é da Red Bull aqui. Você ativa uma playlist, uma certa playlist. E que nem vai estar lá no início, lá quando eu ativar essa playlist aqui, vai lá, mostra lá a cutscene lá, pá, ativa os eventos. Você tem que cumprir todos os eventos. Aqui, ó, você pode ver que aqui tá bloqueado. Então não dá pra você fazer o evento que você quiser aqui. Tipo, pular a sequência. Você tem que fazer desde o primeiro ao último. No final do último evento, você ganha o prêmio, que no caso dessa playlist vai ser a Ferrari. Né? Ainda tem esses modos aqui, atividade secundária que você pode estar fazendo aí, oportunidade de foto, essas coisas. Depois que você finalizar a playlist completa, você vai desbloquear o modo desafio e o modo personalizado. Aí eu vou te explicar agora. Modo desafio. Ó, isso aqui é o modo desafio. Modo desafio, o que que acontece? Deixa eu procurar um aqui mais limpo aqui, que eu ainda não concluí nada. Aqui, ó, Moscou Carro. Aqui, ó, como eu te falei. Vai ter os eventos aqui, né? Beleza, concluiu tudo. Você vai ganhar o carro. Nesse caso aqui foi o Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500 Tribute Edition. Vai ter as atividades secundárias. E o modo desafio personalizado. O modo desafio, o que que acontece? Vai ter essas recompensas aqui pra você pegar, né? Vai ter essas missões aqui que você tem que fazer. Por exemplo, essa daqui, você tem que atingir 350 km de velocidade no modo livre, com o carro que eu ganhei, que é o Mustang Chevy GT 500. Aí você vai cumprindo essas missões aqui, pra no final ganhar essas recompensas. Essa aqui, ó, pra ganhar 50 mil, você tem que cumprir 5 desafios. E assim por diante, esse daqui 10, e assim vai. Modo personalizado. O modo personalizado, o que que acontece? Tem 4 recompensas. Que é essas 3 aqui, que é... Esqueci como é que chama esse nome desse bichinho aqui. Agora eu vou te explicar onde é que você vai usar. Modo personalizado. Você vai correr todas as corridas. De novo, todas as corridas. Entendeu? Você vai correr todas as corridas. Todas. Sem exceção. Às vezes quando tem tipo um evento igual esse daqui, né? Vai ter só uma classe de carro para você correr. No caso é Dragster. Enfim, você vai correr. E você concluindo 11 eventos. 11 corridas, né? Repetindo 11 vezes as 7 corridas, vamos dizer assim, você vai ganhar essas moedinhas aqui, entendeu? E mais um título. Essas moedinhas que você vai ganhar, você vai usar ela aqui, ó. Cadê? Aqui é bilhete de prestígio. Você vai ganhar, você vai usar ela aqui, ó. Entendeu? Para comprar esses veículos e essas customizações aqui, ó. Sai daí, moço. Aí, ó. Entendeu? Você vai usar para comprar esses veículos, essas customizações aqui, entendeu? Veículo, customização, tudinho. Tem 370 lá em cima, lá, ó. Não dá para comprar, né, ainda, né? Aí não dá pra ver por causa do coisa aqui do estúdio aqui, né? Mas enfim. Não é difícil não, maninha. Não é difícil não. Não é difícil não.
We start this Red Bull playlist with a rallycross race. Let's see how the Ford Puma Hybrid will fare against other rally monsters, like the Audi Quattro, the Citroën C3, or the Focus RS. But before that, we take a look at Motorfast, the podcast.
Beleza, maninho. Valeu pelo like aí, maninho. Tamo junto. Ei, maninho, não tem jeito não, viu? Mas fechou, maninho. Fechou. Vai lá, maninho. Fica com Deus aí. Valeu, maninho. Valeu, valeu. Ai, ai. Ó, fiquei com ele já, filho. Olha, vou ter mudado a dificuldade, ó, velho. Ô, merda.
Hey guys, welcome to Motorfast, the podcast. Here I get real with Red Bull athletes to tell us about the intensity of motorsports and the love they feel for it. And let's talk about Rallycross, which is the theme of the first playlist event. For the occasion, I asked two of the most exciting Rallycross names about their ideal car. Here are the Hanson brothers.
Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
So, Timmy, if you were to describe your ultimate dream machine, what would it be?
Something like, what they have in Pikes Peak, a lot of power, a lot of suspension travel, being able to jump really far.
Kevin, over to you.
Like really long suspension travel, so you can jump like crazy. Rebel livery, red.
Yep, okay, makes sense.
The car you're about to drive meets a lot of Kevin and Timmy's criteria. I hope you guys will love it. Oh, and to listen to the full podcast, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Just go to the Sounds of Red Bull tracklist of your music player. Enjoy the race.
Entre no top 3.
the Red Bull Playground, boys and girls. Becky Evans here, improvising as the voice of the playlist. Ray Waller, the official voice of the festival, is bedridden, but don't worry, he'll be back soon. I'll be commentating on what you see, and don't blink because things are going to happen fast. Drivers are entering a tunnel for the first time. Now they have to adapt their driving to the tarmac. It's a cross-terrain race, just like this playlist, mixing all the disciplines of racing. Second lap, ladies and gentlemen. I've always wanted to say that. In my last podcast, Timmy Hampson explained how essential it is to gather enough speed, keep the nose up, and land flat for a successful jump. Woohoo! Looks like this one. Listen to the podcast. We have dirt legends on the grid today. I see the Audi S1 EKS RX Quattro, the 2016 World Champion, has started in first position. But the big surprise, undoubtedly the Ford P-Man Hybrid Rally 1, the brand's first electrified rally car. Last round, boys and girls.
rápido do fogo, eu tinha pulado por cima da ponte lá, ó. Ah, pera aí, velho. Saí do YouTube e esqueci que eu preciso estar no YouTube pra ver caso alguém mande mensagem no chat, né? Pra lá, né? Ganhar em segundo. Será que na panela de chegada já você se dá passagem na frente desse cara aí, ó.
That's one way to start a playlist and a great way to prepare for our first speed clash.
Não, não fico muito alegrezinha não, minha filha. Não fico muito alegrezinha não. E meu tempo ainda foi melhor do que o do cara ainda, velho. Meu tempo ainda foi melhor do que... Ah, não, velho. Você é louco, não. Não, não. Não, aí eu tô doido. Não, ele tá me tirando já, velho. Aí tá me tirando já, velho. Pode não, pode não, não. Você não pode não. Não pode acontecer isso não, velho. Oxi. O cara ganha e eu fiz a volta melhor que ele. Não, é coisa errada. Faça isso.
Anytime.
I started Drift Masters with 620 natural aspirated horsepower, and in Riga I was clutch kicking in fifth gear,
Yeah, I
like,
remember the same.
Yeah.
like coming around the turn. Wow! Wow!
What's happening, guys? I'm Becky Evans, and welcome to Motorfest, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and the iconic Ubisoft game, The Crew Motorfest. This is a podcast where I get to talk to the top motorsport athletes in the world about their passions of all things speed, wings, and wheels. And if you didn't already know, you can actually listen to this podcast whilst you're playing the game. So sit back, relax, and listen to the athletes that get to drive them in the real world. Let's go. Now that isn't the sound of my SR22 there, but it is the noise of the BMW M4 that you get to play in the game. And I've got with me today two guests on my podcast that have driven it in real life. So Elias Hutunji and Connor Shanahan, welcome to Motorfest, the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now this is a car, the BMW M4, that Ellie, you know extremely well. You've been there since the beginning, development stage.
Yes, like this is probably one of our biggest projects that we've done so far as a team. We teamed up with BMW M, and we actually got 2 pre-production cars before they were out on sale, and we transformed them to 1,000 horsepower drift machines. And this is, until this day, it's a dream come true for me.
So I'm going to throw it back here, Ellie, to the first time that I actually met you. I had no idea about drifting. I'd just come off the back of making a TV show with Red Bull.
Pera aí. Vou dar jeito nisso agora.
wall, a track or something. Most of the tracks didn't have walls, so I was not used to it. It was basically walls all around on the docks, and those guys just hanging it in, and I was like, oh, they are proper. And next time I saw him was Drift Masters 2018. He started the event at the age of 14, he ended the event with the age of 15, and in the middle step of the podium. This was crazy, like beating James Dean back then in fourth,
Yeah,
if I'm not
last
mistaken.
Poland 2018.
This was like crazy, and yeah, well deserved. And I knew like there's a bright future ahead.
That was, would you say, kind of, that was a moment that really put you on the map?
Yeah, 100%, and it's kind of a funny story because I wasn't even supposed to be at that race. You know, I was still supposed to drive in the national championship in Ireland and England, and my dad was still heavily involved in our program back then, and my parents were pushing to get us to that stage, but I guess, you know, to try to get paid from this sport and all what follows. But it was kind of, it was a realization from my parents being like, oh, if you drive a national championship, it's actually going to cost more money than just putting you on the back of the truck, where my brother was going to be driving in Europe. So I went there, and Thursday practice, I kind of just, honestly, I felt like I just became a different driver that weekend. It was kind of crazy, and it was nuts. It was the most insane, I think, night, bar, you know, probably winning a championship. It was definitely the night what kind of was like, wow, I don't even know how to explain this in words. And obviously looked up to James my whole life, and you know, never at 14, 15 would I even thought that I would have got the chance to battle him, never mind, you know, battle it out at one of the biggest competitions in Europe. So it was definitely the start of, I guess, putting my professional career on a platform.
Connor, I'm going to throw it to you here. I know from being young, like, you have that lack of fear when you're younger. Like, do you think it gave you that push to be able to, like, do you know what, that wall, I'm having it, I'm going in 60, no stress?
Yeah, for sure. And I think I kind of noticed that as I'm getting older. I'm trying not to. I'm not that old, but
Welcome.
yeah, I'm like kind of asking myself those questions. But you know, I think getting back to the point of like the future of the sport is like, it also comes back to you have more time. You know, when you're a 13, 14-year-old kid, you go to school, and you know, for me, my life was literally, you know, I guess at the turning point of my career actually was probably COVID, which was like actually a crazy time because I had nothing else to do. You know, I wasn't, you know, working from home. I wasn't doing anything, so I literally sat on my simulator, played until 4 a.m. every night, and woke up at 12 o'clock and got back on the simulator. So I guess, you know, it comes back to the you know, the generation now. And even for me, I think, you know, winning biggest championship in Europe last year, and probably the biggest tool, what I would say, of being able to do that is still the simulator. You know, it's laps and laps, and I see the guys coming up now, and it reminds me so much of myself when I was that age, because it also comes back to what you asked about having no fear, no worries. You know, you're just in a car and you're not questioning what's going wrong. And you know, to see like Manoa in the States, you know, that's like, you're kind of, even for me at 21, being like, oh God, we're struggling right now. You know, like it's cool to see, but you know, I think, as I said, it comes down to having the time to be able to do that. But for me, it's still one of the biggest training tools is gaming and simulation as much as possible. And I think
It's time for a first clash of disciplines. Two disciplines,
what helps when you get out on the racetrack.
2 paths. Choose your discipline and prove that it can set the fastest time.
So we're going to jump into the fundamentals of drifting right now. So this is the most succinct explanation of this sport, which sometimes can be quite difficult to explain, but when you see it, it will all make total sense. So there's 4 main criteria. It's your speed, some say faster is better. Your style, this is your wow factor, how much angle you throw in, how aggressive your initiations are. Your line, this is absolutely imperative. When you're on a drift track, your line is the thing that's going to have you sitting
Becky, your turn.
on that top spot or not. And then it is your angle. Like, obviously, when you're driving a car at home, you've got somewhere around 35 degrees of angle. We're talking full luck here, guys, almost 90 degrees whilst you're out there on a track. Now, Ellie, it is quite difficult to understand, but once you actually see it, you're like, that is it. That makes total sense.
Yeah, like I think if you see drifting for the first time, you should, in my eyes, start with a qualification where there's only one car on track, and then you actually can compare the runs to each other, and you will instantly see, okay, this guy really filled the full outer zone in the first turn, so he both wheels were in the zone all the way around. The other one maybe fell off halfway and stuff like that. So, and even like just a single car on track all of a sudden gets really exciting, because then you see, okay, all the guys have really a hard time to approach whatever outer zone 5 very early on the wall, because they come so fast in and they just allowed to break down after the transition and stuff like that. And those little things, they make drifting so special. And like, as I said, like if you watch like 4 or 5 runs, you already will pick up where are the important points and pieces. And then obviously the fun starts when the battles go on. So yeah, this is even more spectacular.
Kind of, don't you just love being asked that question?
Yeah,
And you get asked that question, and everyone's like, what is drifting? And then everybody has their very own explanation. So I want to hear yours real quick. Elevator pitch. What is drifting, Connor?
I think to explain it, it's like you're in a battle, what you're trying to be the wildest driver ever, but to win you need to be the most calculated driver. So it's like you're fighting against each other the whole time. So, you know, I think if you have been interested in drifting and you fully don't understand it, I think it's for sure worth taking the time to like fully look into it, because as a person who watches drifting, if you understand that, it's way more enjoyable and it gives you a way better understanding of like, okay, that guy is doing something pretty impressive, or that guy's just sliding a car, you know. And I think the golden question, for me, when my friends are always making jokes, being like, it's 3 pedals and a steering wheel and a handbrake, and it can't be that hard, you know. And it's like, I laugh because, you know, it's actually a good point, because it's a good conversation. You know, in my opinion, sliding a car isn't the hardest thing to do in the world, but sliding a car at 100 mile an hour with, you know, millimeters between a door, of trusting him and when he's going to brake, being able to read him, you know, you're doing stuff what reaction times needs to be absolutely insanely good. You're doing stuff you need to understand where grip is. You're feeling all different things, but you're going sideways. So, you know, a racing car driver will look and be like, oh, you've never felt what grip is in your life, and you're kind of like, okay, read 3 mile an hour at 100.
All right, boys and girls, I'm super excited because we get to see the first clash of motorsports. We're staying in the dirt, and you know the first opponent because we already saw it in action, the Puma. But for the second, you'll have to listen to my last interview.
Hi, I'm Robbie Madison. I'm freestyle motocross rider. I've done a lot of cool stunts.
As a champion athlete and stunt performer, what does flirting with the limit mean for you?
To me, flirting with the limit is like being in the moment. When you're able to flirt with the limit, you're operating at the full maximum potential that you're able to operate. That's the pinnacle, right? That's peak performance.
And you guys, are you ready to flirt with the limits? Team Hansen or Team Madison? Which side are you on?
You've chosen the KTM 450. Get ready to push boundaries like Robbie would. You're witnessing a real speed clash. The first one to the finish is the winner. Right now, the bike and the car are on the same course, but to keep things fair, they'll diverge onto separate routes, designed to let each vehicle work to its full potential. The course is about to split. Straight ahead for the car, right for the motorcycle. KTM definitely has the advantage of airtime. She's much better at jumping. But the Puma can deal with asphalt and is more reliable on straights. Both have their strong points. Which one will exploit theirs best? No matter the vehicle, dirt requires reflexes, but above all, instinct. Making the right choices quickly is the key to surviving the race.
back to the interview.
Be absolutely insanely good. You're doing stuff you need to understand where grip is. You're feeling all different things, but you're going sideways. So, you know, a racing car driver will look and be like, oh, you've never felt what grip is in your life. And you're kind of like, okay, read 3 mile an hour at 100 mile an hour when you're a millimeter away from a door and see if you can not hit him.
So let's sort of talk about how your choice of vehicle reflects your personality. I mean, I've got a quote here from you, Ellie.
The dirt chapter is finished. We're moving on to asphalt vehicles.
Actually,
We start quietly, and I use big quotation marks, with a little warm-up ride on a racing bike.
from brand new Lamborghini to old 190 Mercedes-Benz with Toyota Supra engines and Mazda MX-5 convertibles, if you can build it and it performs, make it yours and go. Can you tell us more about what it means to make it yours?
Yeah, like in drifting, I think this is one of the beauties, I would say, of the sport. There's not like a place where you go and just buy a drift car and it's finished and you just jump in and drive. Like it's very rare. Like I would say 95% of the teams here developed and built their car themselves. And so you can, while doing so, you can bring your personality into the build. Like some guys want to like drive maximum angle all the time. The other ones want to be super fast. The next one, I don't know, like something different. And this is the thing, like also engine-wise. Some guys like turbo straight six. You have a SR20 four-banger.
Back to the podcast studio. Listen to this, folks. What you're hearing is the sound of the KTM RC16 2022 version, and that's my guess for today. 4 cylinders, 1,000 cubic centimeters, 250 horsepower for just 346 pounds. Take a look at this dynamic marvel and get ready to drive in the time attack. Don't forget, when you're driving along the coast of Maui or the streets of Honolulu, you can listen to all the podcast episodes on the Sounds of Red Bull track list. Now, time to unleash the moto racing power.
Pay attention, boys and girls. This event can seem simple, but it's crucial for our driver. A time attack to test whether the driver can handle the next clash of disciplines. The Glass Bend is undoubtedly a playground landmark, and no lie, it's definitely not safe. The RC16 is a little marvel. We had to wait until 2017 to see the RB KTM factory join the competition. The brand has won everything in other competitions, so it was time to see them take on moto racing.
Estava a roda de uma vez, isso é louco.
Make some noise for our driver. It's the last lap.
Meus carros, mano, funcionam direito em ABS. Deve ser bom, eu não provo no carro que eu fiz só tudo de ABS. Usar o ABS não tenta muita coisa. Ajuda em certa parte, né? Ainda assim dá pra você virar freando, mas... Eu não sei se eu consegui bater o tanto, eu não lembro qual é o cara que tá batendo.
That won't be enough to get to the next stage. Let's give our driver some encouragement for a
Ah,
second try.
velho. Não, mas como é que bate triplo? Ah, não, mano. Pô, na moral, velho. Pô, na moral, velho. Com água de coco. Bora lá, né, tropa? Bora lá ver se nós conseguimos ganhar essa corrida aqui que tá. Cara.
Pay attention, boys and girls. This event can seem simple, but it's crucial for our driver. A time attack to test whether the driver can handle the next clash of disciplines. The Glass Bend is undoubtedly a playground landmark, and no lie, it's definitely not safe. The RC16 is a little marvel. We had to wait until 2017 to see the RB KTM factory join the competition. The brand has won everything in other competitions, so it was time to see them take on moto racing. Test passed. Now our driver can either play it safe and keep this vehicle, or roll the dice with something unknown. It's an agonizing decision.
to our podcast.
Straight 6, you have a SR20 4-banger. The other ones want big V8s, natural aspirated, or with big turbos, or something like that. And this is like where you...
Clash of disciplines in sight. When a racing bike meets a racing car, it's a real battle for the asphalt.
Really, as a whole team, you can create your own character, not only for you personally, but also translate it in your car, in your livery, in how you approach the events and everything. And this is, in my eyes, very interesting, because like, if you look at like older motorsports, it's clear you want to have the fastest lap time, and there are so many approaches, and everybody or any team knows how to approach it.
For the next one, we'll put two disciplines in a head-to-head race and see which one crosses the line first. Racing car or racing bike? Which one is the best? Will it be the beautiful Ferrari 488 in its circuit version, or the KTM RC16 that we all know has great skills? I'm leaning towards the bike. It's lighter and its top speed flirts with 224 miles per hour. It's the logical choice. But aren't we here to defy the laws of logic? Racing car addicts, it's up to you to prove otherwise. Ferrari meets Red Bull.
No individual courses today. It's a individual courses today, it's a
Oxi. Bruxinha com a conta do carro Henrique.
more face-off on a circuit designed for both vehicles. So I don't want to hear any sore losers
Aonde, doida? Ah, bruxinho, rapaz. Que bruxinha, moço. Bruxinho. Como é que tu tá, mano, velho? Moço. De seu nome aí eu falei bruxinha, velho. Bruxinha. Eu na conta do Cauã Henrique, eu falei, não, velho. Que isso, hein? E aí, mano, como é que você tá? Tranquilão? Ai. Foi mal, mano, se você já tá aí faz um tempinho aí, mano, foi mal não ter visto aí, beleza? Tava resolvendo as coisas aqui. Aquela coisa, tava jogando e resolvendo os problemas aqui.
May the best win.
Porra, né, velho? Porra. Rapaz.
On track this evening, the KTM RC16 takes on the Ferrari 488 GT3. 600 horsepower for 2,777 pounds for the Italian machine, while the Austrian Stallion boasts only 270 horsepower, but for 346 pounds, not insignificant. The car and the bike can both turn well at speed, but it's the exit of the turn and the entry into the next one that will be decisive.
Rapaz.
Of the course isn't a track. It's been specially resurfaced to provide a little extra speed. Look at the volcano smoke. So cool. Regardless of who wins, this clash has a lot to live up to. The Ferrari, standard bearer of racing cars, has just put an end to the discussion.
Buquei. Ah, rapaz. Calor da mulher. Tá doido.
Let's get back to Motorfest, the podcast. So let's talk about your car that you've got here this weekend. Can you just...
Radio Flash. Hear all the insights on the world of racing on Sounds of Red Bull, the official channel of motorsport.
Describe it for me, like, what does it look like? What does it sound like? What's unique about this
Vou
one?
dar fuga em alguém, eu vou dar... Se quiser fugir, eu vou jogar GTA.
boys and girls, I hope you can keep up because we're about to go hard with the elite of motorsports, the AGP. Cars that can easily go up to 220 miles per hour. And because we always want more in this playlist, we add boost gauges. It's going to be strategic. And as always, I did my homework and talked all things racing with a pro driver. You might know him, Yuki Tsunoda.
Could you break down what you feel your driving style is for us watching you on the screen?
My dad used to teach me a lot about braking. Definitely, I like to adapt braking. Recently, last Grand Prix was a bit too much sometimes, and yeah, unfortunately, a couple of times went to the wall. You know, it feels great when you feel the G-force, you know, with the maximum longitudinal G-force when you have nailed the great braking.
And beside braking hard, be focused at the start. It's decisive for the rest of the race.
Drivers are focused. The start is imminent. Let's go! A full AGP race. Using boosts in the right place at the right time will be decisive.
Ah, até com esse carro da Fórmula 1, velho. Ah, não, ai não, ai não, ai não.
Drivers are focused. The start is imminent. Let's go! A full AGP race. Using boosts in the right place at the right time will be decisive.
Ah, não, mano, como assim? Não. Tá errado isso aqui, velho. Como assim, mano? Ah, pronto, não. Tá muito errado isso aí, mano.
One more time. Let's try that again.
Second lap.
Deus, velho. Porra, nossa. Pelo amor de Deus. Os caras têm que melhorar esse ABS desse jogo, velho. ABS não é nada nesse tempo.
Be kind, rewind. Mulligan.
Porra, velho.
It's raining. It's going to be a completely different race from now on.
Mas não, velho. A merda de ABS, a merda mesmo.
The RB AGP Museum is on this circuit. 4 generations, RB 13, 14, 18 and 20. 7 years of evolution from Renault to Honda engines. Between them, these 4 account for more than 70 podiums. extra nitro, now's the time to use it.
Bem no final do carro.
Superb victory. Proof that RB AGP just keeps getting better and better.
Porque falou mal de dois jogos aí que realmente é uma porcaria. O cara achou ruim e tava querendo, desejando até que ele morresse, que ele sofresse, que não sei o quê. O falou mal de jogos. É ruim. O jogo é ruim. O cara vai falar o que é bom?
Back to the interview.
So
let's talk about your car that
You've just discovered the RB20. You can keep it for what follows. But you can also opt for a vehicle that's a little less earthbound. The choice is yours.
got here this weekend. Can you describe it for me? Like, what does it look like? What does it sound like? What's unique about this one?
So there are many things unique about this car. It's a BMW F22 2 Series. It's actually the first ever built F22 Euro.
Podcast, guys. As you've seen, the playground is a motorsports paradise, but there's still a place that we haven't experienced so far: the sky. I was lucky enough to feature Luke Chapella, Red Bull Air Race pilot, famous for being the first to land a plane on the very tiny helipad 600 feet in the air.
I'd love to know more about the bullseye stunt. There's an attempt, and then the plane like bounces and you keep going, and I had a heart attack and was like, oh my God.
I almost got a heart attack on the first one as well. It took me like 650 practice landings before I went for the actual landing on the helipad. So for an athlete to come out from what I thought was a failure, but that was quite challenging.
So cool. The video is online. You have to check it out. The next race is the most experimental of the playlist: AGP versus stunt plane. Place your bets.
Avião. Com certeza avião. Oxe, como assim? Como assim, velho?
Extra! That's not just my reaction, but also the name of your flying machine. Unsurprisingly, the AGP has the advantage on startup, but once the plane is airborne, it's a different story. If you're a Red Bull addict, you'll probably know that this isn't the first time an AGP and a plane have been put on the same grid. Last time, it was in a straight line in a drag race. Tight turns if it wants to keep up with the AGP, which is much more accustomed to doing so. That's really exciting. I'm sure you're familiar with the RB20 on the track today, certainly more so than its aerial rival. Stressed for 10G and capable of reaching 975 meters per minute, its size makes it the perfect aerobatic aircraft. Let's hope our pilot will give us a taste. We entered the second lap. succession of turns is tricky. One more lap. A boulevard to pick up speed. I hope they haven't forgotten the turn waiting at the end.
Vou comprar aí. Esperar algum tempo. Alta marca de 4.
The plane wins. We won't be seeing another race like this anytime soon.
Meu amigo. Que não, filho, que eu. Que eu, pai. É. Melhor volta, 1,17. Esse aqui é eu.
Back to our podcast.
It's a BMW F22 2 Series. It's actually the first ever built
One more clash to close this Red Bull playlist. This one is big.
F22 Eurofighter from
Confronting two disciplines is not enough. So Motorfast and Red Bull are offering you the choice of three.
HGK.
Which is the best? Becky asked our Red Bull athletes what they think.
There was this iconic video like 7 years ago. Like I watched it 100 times. Full carbon Kevlar body kit. Yeah, just looking stunning. And actually what we took is basically the chassis and we put our drivetrain in the S58 engine from the M4. We developed it further and now it has even more power, more response, and it's in a very small, light, nimble chassis. So this is very unique to me to have a car that is really just like competition.
That's going to be so much fun. And just to explain to you guys at home, carbon Kevlar, I feel like, is the hero product of drifting. Is this, if you hit a wall, if you happen to make some contact with another competitor, this material just folds in and then pops back out again, which is so helpful during drifting, isn't it, Ellie?
Exactly, because we are, especially here, for example, we are run walls all around, and you will hit them at some point. And if you have something that just smashes to pieces, it's just gone after the first lap, and the carbon Kevlar is, as you said, the hero.
Connor, your car, you've obviously had S15, you've had 180 back in the day, and then you switched to...
Bata a marca de 4 e 7. E meio 75 milésimos. Vai ser difícil.
In your honest opinion, between rally, AGP, and motor racing, which is the most intense discipline? The one that brings the craziest sensations?
I think it's motor racing, actually.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I think F1. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'd go for Formula One.
Rallycross, moto racing, or AGP? Here comes the ultimate challenge of the playlist, but also the end of the podcast. But I'm never far away. I'm always on the air. You'll find all the podcasts on the Sounds of Red Bull track list. And then, I don't know why, but I feel like we'll see each other again soon. It's off the apex of the playlist.
Ai, agora bora. Rapaz, bora com o meu de raiz aqui, bora. Vamos embora. Vamos embora, negada. Bora, negado!
Who will cross the line first in this head-to-head race? Answer in, about a few minutes. The rally car has already changed its course to reach the dirt. Each vehicle has its own special route designed to match its strengths. The AGP stands out for its speed and braking quality, and of course it sticks to asphalt and is unbeatable in corners. So to make things fair, it will be racing the longest route. The bike's route, on the other hand, is shorter but ultra-technical, forcing the rider to swing through the curves without losing speed.
Naquela corrida lá que não conseguia. Vai ter um evento que vai misturar tudo. Esse piloto. Agora. Agora não vai ter nada, velho. Vai bater de frente.
Look at the rally switching between dirt and asphalt. That's its strength. In addition to its high acceleration, its all-terrain capability means it can compete with faster rivals. Time for the family photo. The AGP seems to be ahead for the moment, but don't forget that its path is the longest. Everything can still change.
Meta de quê? Eu acho que eu vou estar com essa meta muito hoje, mas fiz agora.
To the end. We're about to find out who's going to win the ultimate racetrack, the Speed War.
4 aqui.
Dirt proving stronger than asphalt, the rally car set the fastest time.
Oxi.
Make sure to get your vehicle reward, driver.
All right.
Rapaz, já vai ser o último evento, é?
Thing that just
Não, acho que não,
smashes
deixa eu
to
ver.
pieces. It's just gone
Acho que
after
vai
the first
sim.
lap, and the carbon Kevlar is,
Já corri
as you
aqui,
said,
não
the
é
hero.
possível.
Connor,
Vai
your
ser o
car,
último já. Né?
you've obviously had S15, you've had 180 back in the day, and then you switched into the GT80.
Pegar minha recompensa.
Same as your brothers. Tell people about your car.
Yeah, mine is a GT86 chassis. I've been
Oxi.
running this car for 4 seasons now. I would describe this car as like
Ô louco, já terminou, véi.
most simplified
Caramba.
kind of way of trying to achieve a
Ô
car. What
louco.
can win events is in like there's nothing over
É, essa aqui terminou rápido, hein, véi.
what's kind of worked for a long time. Toyota
Ih, vi, véi, tem umas aqui que foi
sequential
o quê?
gearbox, you know, everything
7
works.
também, se eu não me engano.
1,000 brake horsepower,
7
you
é
also
20,
can't break it, so it has to have everything what
7,
is incredibly strong. And as Eddie touched on, you know, we're trying to keep our cars as light as possible. You know, I would say that I probably have one of the lightest cars on the chassis or on the grid, so you know that's the achievement. We're building the car, so it's small, nimble, can do cool things. And there's some people love the chassis, some people hate the chassis. Me personally, I love it. It took a long time to get it to where we need it to be, but if I was to describe it, I would just say it's like a mini rocket, and it's does a good job, and I enjoy driving it.
Just want to put it out there. Do you think 1,000 horsepower is now the bench?
Demorou um tempo pra terminar, esse aqui já foi mais rápido.
Promising relationship between Red Bull and Motorfest. I'm sure this is just the beginning.
Smart power figure that you need in drifting.
I would say on a high level,
Cara,
yes.
deita a moto,
It's
mas
crazy
pra
right
fazer
now,
uma
like it
curva dessa
doesn't
aqui,
really
velho.
make much sense, but yeah,
Tem nem-
it
não.
is a 1,000 brake car. I remember the first year I drove in Drift Masters in 2018, I had a good 600 brake horsepower. Like,
Same here.
That's with a good dyno sheet, like with a little bit of tire, you know, slip on the dyno. Yeah, I made 600 brake horsepower, and it's like now you're like, if you turn up with 600 brake horsepower, you may as well just go home. You spent all your money to come here, and you may as well just sit in the grandstand.
Lá, né? Ai, ai. Ô, 12h30, velho. Vai. Aí, ó, pega.
Let's get back to Motorfest, the podcast.
Foi, negão. Foi.
I'm here, and you may as well just sit in the grandstand with the car sitting
continua,
pretty in the
né?
pits. So,
But it's crazy. Like also,
Back to where we left off.
I started Drift Masters
Vai
with
ter um negócio antes.
620 natural aspirated horsepower, and in Riga I was clutch kicking in fifth gear.
yeah,
like-
I remember
like-
the same. I was the same as well. Yeah,
Like
It's
coming
crazy.
around the turn.
Recompensa já.
Yeah, there's nothing left. Yeah, it's cool to see that the sport is progressing, but I think it's exciting to see where it goes in the next 5 years, I guess.
Ah,
Yeah, because
Já,
that leads
já,
me
já
to my next
peguei
question,
ele
which
já,
was
nível 3.
how
Já
have your
peguei
needs
ele.
evolved over time? And obviously, at the very
Nossa,
core of it,
desafio.
power has just increased, grip has increased,
Aí.
and like with that, you have to develop all of the
Continua.
drivetrain, because if you've got more power and more grip, means there's more stress going through the car, which means more
Isso,
breakages.
tá,
Like Ellie, how has that manifested with your build?
It seems like you have some
Não,
experience.
peraí, eu
with
tenho
that.
que concluir
That's
as
why I
3
had to
linhas
change
do
the back end
tempo.
of my car, because I was like,
Yeah.
as the power increased, I remember
Ele
clutch kicking it one day. I was like, I have no drive, and that happened maybe
Revisitar.
2 or 3 times, and then it was like, right, we're gonna have to.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to
I've
strengthen this.
witnessed a few. I think I seen you break one.
Explorar.
Hey, look now.
I broke them
about
also.
me.
Don't worry.
Concluí as 3 coisas
I
pra
remember the
desbloquear
first time I
essa
ever
porra
drove a turbo
aqui.
drift car. I went into the first corner, and that was with GTR shafts, so I actually broke good shafts.
Right.
And yeah, left the handbrake out with, or I left the clutch out with the handbrake still, and broke 2 of them at the same time.
pera
When
aí,
I came
véi.
in, and my brother was like,
Como é que o cara já tá no nível 100
now you have,
e
so I feel
20?
you.
Ah, mano.
Well, like it's a constant game of improving like the,
Eu vou-
the
mano,
builds.
vou pegar
But yeah,
um-
Connor already mentioned
vou
like the
pegar-
recipe that you need.
Mano, você tá louco, velho.
Around 1,000 horsepower. Sequential gearbox that can actually handle that power. Yeah, we run the
Pensa
Samsoners
dois
and we're
eventos
quite
com
happy with that.
dificuldade 3 ou
A
maior.
big and a strong prop shaft. a big differential. Normally,
Oxi, e a Ferrari não
it's a
faz
quick
parte
change
não, né?
differential either from Winters or from Bulldog, and then the biggest shafts you can put in the car.
Caramba, tem que ser
And
com esses
yeah,
carros
this is
com-
basically what you have, and then you just need to maintain it and check when there's play in the drive shafts. Just change them before they break actually, and this is what makes it quite intensive to run.
Mano, eu já vou
the
comprar logo o
car on that
pacote
power
então.
level.
Pacote com meio.
Because it's not a question if something breaks, it's just when.
That's one of the
É.
nice things about playing in the game, because it's like, oh, I
Huh?
crash kicked it, and it doesn't matter. We'll just go straight back to the start. If something broke, it doesn't matter. But there's
Yeah.
nothing
Do
more
jogo,
devastating
moleque.
as you come and you initiate and you think you've got it all absolutely bang on, and then just
Yeah.
kaboom.
Yeah, reset button is nice. Would be nice in real life also.
Yeah.
Okay, so Connor, you gave us a description of drifting. You said driving in control, fully out of control. You're trying to be inch perfect while the car is completely out of control, which I feel like really captures the chaos and the adrenaline of the sport. Do you have anything to add to this, or do you think that's still true to this moment?
Yeah, 100%. I think, you know, the biggest thing right now about drifting is how hard it is to win. It's like, even like 2-3 years ago for me, it was kind of, you would turn up to an event and you would be confident that you're going to have a good result, or you're, you know, put in the work to have a good result. Now you turn up and it's like, everybody has evolved so much and got like so much better. It's like trying to find what is the definition of on the limit. You know, what's the definition of too much? It's like, you're playing with fire every single lap, and even now in practice you have to go to that level, because if you're not ready to do it the minute the main competition starts, it's like, wow, I don't know what to do. So I think that quote kind of explains it pretty good, but I would probably improvise a little bit more of like actually how on the limit we are, of out of control, you know, but in control at the same time. So, you know, I think gives a good an explanation, but I think for me it's like, now as you watch live streams from 5 years ago to now, it's like, okay, we're pretty much close to being nothing left in the tank, you know.
Yeah.
Ellie,
Like
would you agree with that?
I would put it in really simple words. It makes more sense to play roulette than try to win a Drift Masters.
Yeah, I could play.
Like the possibilities are higher.
Poet, my friend.
For sure.
So we've talked about the discipline of sport, we've talked about the high moments, the low moments, but we're going to now focus back down on the cars themselves. So if I was to open up the bonnet, Ellie, what would I find?
Probably one of the most complicated engines in drifting nowadays.
I agree.
So the exact opposite to Connor's approach. Yeah, we tried to take a current engine, a modern engine, take the modern technology that actually helps us to produce over 1,000 horsepower very reliably. And yeah, you see like way more wires, way more sensors, this, that, and so on. And it's very complex to get it to run. But once it's running, for us at least, touch wood, it was really reliable for the past 3.5, almost 4 years now.
Big turbo, 2 turbos, 1 turbo, what are we looking at here?
One single turbo, now also on display, because on our... But now in the F22 it's a top mount, so you can see a big turbo hanging there on the engine. And this, in my eyes, very beautiful modern
Let me know what I can do for you.
engine.
Nice. Connor?
Yeah, I think that's what's exciting
Always at your disposal.
about when you pop the hood of a drift car. It's like
Pick any activity driver. I'm certain you will excel.
1,000 brake horsepower, so you have to have the tools to make 1,000 brake horsepower. In my opinion, as a fan of drifting, I would explain it. Huge turbo, shiny parts everywhere. It's like going through like a car show and be like, damn, that engine is cool, but we're actually using those engines in a race car, which is quite sick. So yeah, for me it's quite a simple setup. We just try to keep everything, you know, it's a winning platform for many years in drifting. I think 2JZ has been the engine what a lot of people have turned to, I guess. And yeah, some people obviously have different opinions about engines, but for me, yeah, I think it's a big turbo, shiny parts, makes lots of power, cool noises, and yeah, I think it's kind of just a simple package what works perfect.
So you've got the 2JZ and then also the BMW out there, but if you could describe your ultimate dream machine, it can be a car, it can be a bike, it can be a plane, what would it be? Tell me about, let's just really describe it to the people that are sat playing the game right now and listening. I want colours, I want sounds, I want everything.
Ooh, that's a good one. I would have two, if you don't mind.
Fine.
So the first one is obviously G87 M2, the current M2.
Class.
With the S58 in, very lightweight, ready for competition to go on walls, take the war that is there. This is definitely the next thing also on our map. And the other one would be like a kind of a funny one. Very old Toyota Starlet, like hatchback, rear-wheel driven. I had the chance to be in Jamaica last year and judge a Red Bull car park drift event, and I saw like 4 or 5 of those. Those look so nice, and I somehow have a sweet spot for hatchbacks anyways, and either put a small 4-banger in with a turbo, or maybe even a very small natural aspirated V8. I think this would be a really fun car to drive. Yeah.
Connor, to you?
Yeah, mine are kind of, I have retro one for sure as well, which is I think an Irish classic, a Ford Mark II Escort, but I would build it to be the wildest drift car ever. Like anything I could do to it, I would do to it. Just body panels everywhere, kind of just crazy. Not as a competition car, but just more just something what's iconic and kind of, I guess, it has a little bit of history as well. You know, Ford Mark II Escort is a famous car in Irish rallying, and always wanted to do one as a drift car. And then I've also kind of have another one, which is an interesting one, but a Porsche GT3 RS. I would love one. It's also my dream road car, but I would love one as just a kind of a car where it kind of like goes against people's opinions of like, it's such a beautiful car, and I would just be like, I would love to take that thing and just wreck it off a wall. You know, not wreck it off a wall, but you know what I mean. Like have it as in you can just go out like off and everybody's crying in the grandstand, being like, it's a Porsche GT3 RS. So
that would be me.
Yeah, also me as well on the other side. But I think for sure it's an interesting one. But I think if I was to take like a chassis and develop a chassis of like making just a cool drift car, those are two what are not competitive drift cars, because in my opinion competitive drift cars are, you know, I spend my whole life with them, so for me they're like a little bit like not boring. They're obviously not boring, they're super exciting to drive, but the fun ones are a little bit more exciting.
If you were to take me on a tour of your garage, have a look around personal garages, what would I find? Would it be like prize cars, bikes in there? What's the hiding?
In my garage there's actually not too much going on. I'm in the lucky situation that I can drive an M3 Touring at the moment.
Nice. G81 is very nice.
G81 is really nice. I really love this car because you can just go on road trips, can also be a lunatic if you just put it to rear wheel drive, and so it's amazing car. But actually I don't even own car. Like yes, we have the drift cars from our team.
Suzano sai na frente.
get it this time.
Negativo. Ah, segura essa merda. No final não perder não. Rapaz. Ah, segundo o quê, mano? Ah, pelo amor de Deus, mano. Não, não. Tá de sacanagem, né, velho? Tá de sacanagem. Tá de sacanagem. Ainda retrocedi essa merda ainda. Não, tá de sacanagem. Não, tá de sacanagem. Tá de sacanagem esse jogo. Tá de sacanagem comigo, velho. Sacanagem. Reiniciei o trem ainda. Retrocedi. Não. Tá de sacanagem, mano. Tá de sacanagem esse jogo aí, velho. Tá de sacanagem com minha cara, velho. Ai, fora, velho. Procedi a porcaria da perto da corrida. Procedi. O jogo não colocou em segundo ainda. Tá de sacanagem esse jogo, mano.
It's like it never happened.
mim agora e fala que eu cheguei em segundo, Ju. Já da mãe. Fala que eu cheguei em segundo de novo. Tu fale.
The podcast is back on. Our guest still has plenty of things to say.
So it's amazing car, but actually I don't even own car. Like yes, we have the drift cars from our team, and you would find them, and you would find a lot of tools and engineering stuff. So I'm also really fascinated and passionate about all the engineering that goes in doing the simulations, looking at things, cooling, whatever, aero and stuff like that. So my garage doesn't look too fancy, too shiny. It would rather look engineering.
And Connor, I know you are a big fan of going up the mountains, so I'm pretty sure you probably got some off-road vehicles kicking around in that garage somewhere.
Yeah, bikes for sure. I love two wheels. Like, I kind of got into two wheels actually quite late in my life of just like riding enduro in lockdown, and honestly it's like now I'm trying to fight the urge of being like, you can't ride the bike in season, you know, it's like the scare of getting hurt. But yeah, for sure I share all the workshop space with my brother Jack, who's a busy guy. He lives in the garage 24/7, so I'm a little bit opposite. I'm more of a guy who just likes kind of doing fun things. For me, working on a drift car is, I kind of draw the line a little bit with that. So you know, lots of cool cars sitting around our home, and kind of actually cars with interesting stories. You know, we grew up racing, so we all have different areas of motorsport, you know, dirt oval cars, short oval cars. It's kind of like, I guess, a little bit of history of like of our whole careers sitting around. Just my old 180 shell is sitting there, so every time you see it, it kind of tells a story. So yeah, just a little bit of everything, but for sure bikes is something what I enjoy doing, and it's a good tool. I think it's a huge tool actually to help performance in a drift car.
Do you still have that crazy bike-engined buggy thing?
Yeah, the autocross cars, we still have them. Yeah, my dad actually just built a brand new one. He's racing it at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of what we grew up doing. Those are quite crazy, like two high boost engines in the back of a mini space frame car. So it's quite exciting. But yeah, lots of things, interesting things.
Saw the wickedest slam ever was Connor driving that thing, and he just did the
I
craziest roll in it. I was like, right, not gonna drive that.
This time 2 years ago, right before actually a Drift Masters final, so it's not a great time, but yeah, those are super exciting. Actually, I learned loads like in that type of racing, and you know, it's cool.
All right, guys, we've covered a lot of ground so far, so we're gonna wind things down with a few rapid-fire questions to the guys now. So, ready? Extreme cold or extreme heat?
Heat.
Cold.
Driving by day versus driving by night?
Day.
Night.
The last time you received a speeding ticket?
1.5 years ago.
Never.
Do you sometimes talk to your cars?
Yes.
All the time.
Which surface is your favorite? Tarmac, dirt, gravel, or ice?
I switch bikes.
Tarmac.
So we're going to wrap up by actually quoting your brother, Ellie, Joe Hutunji. He said, staying focused is about giving at least 190%. What do you do to stay focused, and give us 3 top tips that we can, whilst people are playing this game, that they can absorb and use in real life?
So for myself, it really was like the training that I've done. Endurance training helped me to stay focused over the entire day of competition, because our competition days are super long. You only in the car for, or drifting the car for 30 to 45 seconds, like maybe 10, 12 times a day, but you have to be like 100% each and every time. And endurance training, like just jogging, cycling, stuff like that, helped me to stay on the same level for the entire day. Before that, I really felt like yeah, when the day went on in the afternoon, I had like some drops. And this basically helped me big time.
No.
I think advice, probably what I got over the years, is
Não
like
vai ter
something
nem
what I
como
would just tell myself
personalizar,
during the
então
day is
vamos
like, be patient.
Oxe, como assim veículo emprestado, mano? Aí tem que dizer que esses carro do bata marca de 1,45. Oxi, é corrida, é? Eu saiba, não tem corrida aí nesse trem, não. Eu não lembro nem de ter evento de rally, velho. Não lembro nem de ter evento de rally aqui. Só lembro de ter aquele da moto lá, né? Aí você tem que. Você pega a moto, pá. Vai lá com a moto lá. Tá com a moto aí. Tá com a moto, aí você passa ali e tal. Depois você vai pega. Lá pra passar na pessoa. Pelo menos eu vou concluir um exemplo. Pelo menos tá melhor que a moto. A moto deixa eu vir primeiro. Pega! Vai ter aquela parada de trocar pro carro ou não? Acho que vai. Enquanto isso, aí era 32. Vem aqui, aí você para aqui, troca pro carro e segue. Ah não, ainda vai ter a perseguição ainda. Mas o coisa já foi, né? O bagulho lá já foi. Eu vou colocar a dificuldade 3, mano. Pra me subir esse carro aqui vai demorar pra caramba. Vamos contar isso aqui. Não vai contar, velho. Não vai contar, né? Vamos ter que terminar essa parte do evento aqui no tempo lá, né, velho? Ah, sim, night off. Siga e elimine seu rival. Tá. Tá. Pressão minha, esses carros tá tudo ruim. E a dificuldade tá no máximo, velho. Tudo que eu tinha colocado eu voltei tudinho. Escapa no caramba. Às vezes escapa de mim, né? Ah, pronto. Não, pronto. Não. Pronto. Meu Deus, pô, como é que o carro não volta, velho? O cara, mano. Ah, beleza, beleza. O carro não sobe, mano. Ah, é mentira, mano. É mentira. O cara não serve pra nada, mano. Nada e esses caras é a mesma coisa.
Let's just rewind that one.
Porcaria que tá acontecendo aqui, mano. Pô, esses carros tá tudo ruim, mano. Misericórdia. Aí, ó. Vai.
All right, let's keep talking.
Yeah, when the day went on in the afternoon, I had like some drops, and this basically helped me big time.
I think advice, probably what I got over the years, is like something what I would just tell myself during the day is like, be patient, you know. I
Não
think
vai adiantar de nada, né?
stay
Porque
in the zone, stay focused, you know, enjoy. I think the process is another one, you know, like don't stress out if something isn't going in your way, and just try stay away from the environment. What is probably, you know, if your car is getting worked on, just leave the chat, you know, go to the starting line and wait with your helmet and forget about all those little things. So there's many ways to stay focused, but for sure, you know, the preparation for an event and simulator and building all that stuff is something that helps you to get focused. But in the moment is many things. I could talk forever about that.
Well, there's definitely more than 3 top tips there. Patience, take yourself out of it, and just remember all of the good advice that you've been given over the years. I think that's some super solid advice there. And training. Actually, that was the other one from you, Nelly, as well. Well, guys, as you know, Motorfest, the podcast, is available to try different motorsport disciplines in the season 6 of The Crew, be it flying, motorbiking, GT cars, or drifting. But there is a world of careers out there, and I'm going to throw it back to you guys for the last time. If you had to change things up, I'm talking switch the whole career path and be able to join a different discipline, be it in any kind of sport, at the level that you're at right now, what would it be?
I think I would pick drifting again.
Or really, you're going straight back into it? I thought you'd go for basketball. I knew you were a keen basketball player.
Yes, I was a little bit too small. No, like, yeah, I would go for drifting again. As I said, financially the worst thing that I've done, but emotionally the best. And I just like, because in drifting it's not like we have a 50-person team here, and I'm just the driver and nothing else. Like, yeah, I do the engineering, I do mechanics, I sometimes drive the truck and so on, and I just enjoy seeing that the whole system or the whole team works as a whole, the whole car works, and it, yeah, it's just my happy place, I would say.
Connor?
I guess my answer is probably quite similar because, you know, drifting is something what I love more than anything, the whole sport, the whole environment. But yeah, I probably would have tried to dabble in the whole circuit racing world, you know, racing karts and go down that adventure. But to be honest, I'm kind of glad that I didn't, you know, go down that route of trying to chase that dream and put it into, to use something of what is motorsport. But I guess it would be a hard decision to stay drifting or try something else. But I'm happy what I'm doing.
I'm gonna go left field here. It'd be tennis for me.
Tennis?
Straight up tennis. Like female tennis players are badass. Like, and the money that you can earn at the top level, that'll be me. All right, guys. Sounds like the engines are just being warmed up there outside. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. It's been a delight.
Eu vou com um hipercarro, velho. Aqui é Dragster. Hipercarro. Rapaz, eu acho que nenhum desses daqui tá. Acho que nenhum desses daqui tá no máximo, velho. Também nunca ganhei, até agora eu não ganhei nenhum. Aqui, ó. Agora vai pro máximo agora. Ele não vai por causa dessa aqui, né? Vai depender das outras, sai tudinho. R$120. Só uma que tá 917. Vou ver esse aqui agora. 23. Rapaz, eu vou ver esse aqui mesmo. Like Hyper Sport. Vai ter que soltar aquele ali, hein?
There's been time where I was working 12 to 14-hour days, 7 days a week, you know, working 2 or 3 different jobs sometimes, just to pay for another hour. Yeah, it's been worth it.
Welcome back.
É louco. Cadê? Outro que é Red Bull. Vou ver qual que é esse. Chega daqueles carros lá do. Ah, é. Daquele pacote lá de 1 milhão e não sei quanto. Ó. Tem que ser categoria Race, velho. Bora ver, bora ver, bora ver. Carro. Bora ver. Bora ver o elétrico agora. 18. Ferrar, não. Moto. Rapaz. Não, aqui não. Beleza, 862, 393, 355, 300. Uh, 332. Eu acho que nem tá correndo muito também. 355. Pera aí. 393. Vai ser com a Ferrari mesmo. Bora. Oxi.
Started. That was like half
Now into that, like just going up the hill.
Bora. Ai, ai. Eu só tenho que cumprir 2 eventos aí. Tô precisando. Eu queria completar logo esse negócio aqui, velho. Competição da Summit. Vença 2 corridas. Perseguição de ano. Né? Não vou nem correr mais não. Parte visual, sua roda. aqui? Perseguição, né? Não falou qual.
I think if I was invincible and I could be young forever, I'd probably still be trying to jump further distance records with the bike the way it is. But for me, there's one goal left for me, and that's all I'm working on. So I'm not here to replicate nothing, to do shows around the world. I think those days for me are gone. I just want to do my masterpiece, right? That's all I'm working on is my masterpiece, and then I'm done.
My name's Becky Evans, and welcome to Motorfest, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and the iconic game from Ubisoft, The Crew Motorfest. Now, this is the podcast where I get to chat with some of the world's finest motorsport athletes, and I get to delve into their passions of all things speed, wings, and wheels. And you know what the cool thing is? You can actually listen to this podcast whilst you're playing the game. So jump into your dream vehicle, sit back and relax, and get ready for the show. Let's go. Now that is the sound of the KTM 450 motorbike that you can actually play in the game. Now this bike has got you covered on road, dirt, sand, and even on water, thanks to the very special Motor Surf edition, which has been designed by the athlete that I am joined by today, Robbie Madison. Robbie, thank you so much for having me here at your home.
No worries, Becky. It's an absolute pleasure. And I'm super excited to have my bike in the game, the Crew Motorfest.
No, delighted. I mean, you are a freestyle motocross champion, legend, like absolute pioneer of the sport. And to actually see this place after seeing so many videos of it, it was kind of crazy when we were driving in.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very blessed. It's been an amazing career, and I've been able to do incredible things. Red Bull has literally given me wings, and it's been amazing, to say the least of it. And this house has become home, and it's the dream that I envisioned, and now we get dirt bikes here. I get to share with my kids, and this is home base for all these crazy ideas, and then we come back here and refocus, reset, and set off on our ways to take on more adventures.
Now, you started off, in New South Wales in Australia. You were an electrician to begin with, and then you found freestyle motocross. You've done backflips over Tower Bridge in London. You've jumped over, it's the Arc de Triomphe in Las Vegas. I mean, just so many incredible jumps. I remember seeing the video of you doing the ski jump as well. You're a record breaker and a dream chaser. Do you think I've missed anything out there? I mean, there's so many stunts that you've done in your career, but those are the ones that, even as a fan myself, that really jump out.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, there's been a lot, but one of the coolest things for me is inventing the motorcycle to ride on the water. Just because I grew up at the beach in Australia, I grew up surfing. If I hadn't been a motorcycle rider, I would have been a surfer. And to be able to combine the two of my two favorite things to do is a dream come true. So it just, one day it just kind of hit me that I could make it right on the water with addition of like some wakeboards under the wheels. And I've seen a lot of people copy it, and it's something that works. And to be able to take it on a wave was just insane. But I'm excited that you get to do it in the game now. The users are going to be able to ride their bikes in Maui and catch waves and feel some of the excitement I felt. So I'm really stoked with Motorfest and the Crew. It's awesome that it's gone this way.
So, Robbie, if you could be a car, a plane, a boat, or a motorbike, which would you be and why?
I would definitely be a plane. I just love flying. It's all I've wanted to do, and I think that's why motorbikes became so cool to me, because I was catching